I tried to make a really long video about this one a long time ago, and I was using Canva, and it's hard. Like, I don't know. I don't really use Canva anymore lately. I would love to use Canva, but my limited resources make it really slow. So anyways, this book isn't a favorite of mine. This is Higher Etiquette by Lizzie Post, co-president of the Emily Post Institute. Wow, I wonder what that means. Emily Post. Illustrations by Sam Calda. I didn't even know this book had illustrations. I haven't read it, the whole thing. Oh, there's a band-aid. Etiquette with legalization. Oh, let's read this part. Legalization opens a broader world of cannabis to engage from the science, product availability, and personal connections to the wide world of cannabis entrepreneurship, and brings it with a wave of adventure. See how it's like very like opinion-y, like even the words they use, like, oh, it's bringing all the, I could have just like assumed all that. Like a lot of this book, it just feels very fluffy, and I guess that's the point. I mean, I should have known that by like the pretty gold letters on the cover, but the amount of knowledge the average consumer can gain simply from having access to a dispensary experience is as exciting and liberating as it is likely to be overwhelming. Cannabinoids, and I found a good part. When cannabis has been legalized in your hometown long enough that folks who don't partake don't mind being at a party where ganja is around. It's not uncommon for guests to hear, joints are in the jar, beer's in the cooler, help yourself, okay. This is cute. Like, the author is obviously very cute. I'm gonna highlight this. This is the girl, right? Yeah, Lizzie Post. Like, I would have made this like very like listy, like separate the chapters into like what to do in this situation, how to deal with that situation, because like she obviously has a lot of experience with cannabis and like dealing with different types of guests and hosts, but it's so fluffy that it's like so tedious to read this thing. And it's so, I mean, I actually like reading, but this is a good like 200 pages. If I'm gonna read 200 pages of something, the whole thing better be really good. I'm spacing right now. But anyhow, we just ask you to let up outside. Just like food, drinks, and entertainment at gatherings, cannabis becomes an offering the guests can choose to take a part in or not. Really? One of the more interesting aspects of a comfortable legalized culture is that of prevalence and availability. Okay, there's another good thing to talk about. Prevalence and availability. How many times have you gotten something at a dispensary, or like especially from like when you buy it on the streets, and it's like horrifyingly, like it makes you horrifyingly sick because people don't know how to, what do they call it, washing, like when you, I don't know what the word is, I don't grow cannabis obviously, but yeah, there's like preservatives that need to be removed, and especially if you're like growing butane, like using butane in any of your operation, that shit your liver does not dispose of it at all. Actually, it actually kills people. Like, that's stupid funny. In Oregon, I watched as a friend tossed a half-smoked joint that had gone out in the garbage. "What are you doing?" I shrieked. "I'm so sorry," he said. "I just figured we'd roll another." I had to laugh to him. Throwing out a half-smoked joint that needed to be relit made sense. We could easily roll another and it would taste better. Many folks who live legal lichen, offering saved bowls and roaches, the end of blunts, spliffs, and joints. What is the difference? I don't understand what the difference between those three are. To offering someone half a can of beer, the rest of their cocktail, or their leftover food. Thanks, but no thanks. Yeah, people who save, reclaim, or smoke down to the bottom can be thought of as old-timers. Okay. One not-so-polite aspect of legalization cannabis culture, smugness. As science and industry grow and learn together, it's easier for people to believe their knowledge is the only knowledge, or their method is the only method. Oh my god. How many times have you heard people talk about this stuff and you think like, oh, we're gonna have an educated conversation, we're gonna exchange information, we're gonna get somewhere with this. But there's this mentality that's like going around, especially in the cannabis community for some reason, like people want to convince you that they're like the only ones that know, and you know, just to like be in demand. Like, you're not fooling anybody, dude. This is like open to, like, this knowledge is open to the public. You're not like some like esoteric like. Lizzie notes, it has never been cool to look down your nose at someone. The more we can embrace an attitude of curiosity, the more considerate our interactions can be when comparing knowledge. Wow, thank you. Someone said something wonderful. Thank you. And on a good note, so bye.